Good afternoon, Senior Living Resolutions again. Today we're visiting Noble House Retirement off of San Juan in Jacksonville. So we have Lelaine here. Lelaine is the business manager. Lelaine, how long have you been here in this community?
In the community, the total almost 8 years.
8 years?
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know.
That's longer than most people stay in a community.
Correct.
So what keeps you inspired? What keeps you coming back? What is it about this place that you would spend 8 years?
Well, I think aside from I really love to do working with the people I work with is, I don't know, it's just sometimes you feel that you wanted to be in one place, because for me, if I like the place, I will stay.
Yeah.
I will be in that place or with someone else or with a lot of people that I like to work with. When I feel satisfied, when I feel contented and everything, I will stay no matter what.
That's awesome. And the residents, you've seen residents probably in 8 years?
I have started as a caregiver.
Okay, you started as a caregiver?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now we get to the meat of it.
Yeah.
All right. So you were doing hands-on care, passing meds,
yeah, everything.
giving showers, baths, and you've
Everything.
made your way up.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service to our seniors as well.
Yes.
So what is it about the residents that you really enjoy the most?
Well, aside from, because we Filipinos are really far away from our loved ones, so
Okay.
we just wanted to treat them like our own.
All right.
We don't treat them as like other people. We treat them like our own parents, our own aunties, uncles, or our grandparents.
Right. I think that's important.
Oh yeah.
I think there is an importance to that. I think, there's a lot of differences, when you walk into a community, and we were talking with a gentleman earlier, and he was saying that when he walked into some communities, he didn't have that feel.
Yes.
But when he walks into this community, he has that feel like it's family.
I think the main reason is if you are really showing, if you love them, there is no barrier like a language or whatever barrier is it. The only thing that keep us going, if you love your work and if you love what you are doing,
Okay.
or the people that you're with right now.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you,
very
Mr.
much.
Chad. Yeah.
All right, we have Kristen here. Kristen's going to allow us to ask her a couple questions and give her true feedback about Noble House. She does some work with them. She represents a hospice organization, and she comes in and helps them out and helps them maintain some of their residents here, and just kind of is a resource for Noble House. So Kristen, how long have you been working with Noble House, this particular community?
As long as they have been in business. I actually was at the buildings prior to them taking ownership and cannot begin to speak to the wonderful things and the wonderful changes they've made in the community since they've taken them over.
Yeah, we were talking with Ben earlier, and he was talking about when they first came on board, they kind of managed the communities, and then they felt something here which prompted them to go ahead and purchase.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think one of the things he mentioned was kind of the family feel. Do you sense that when you come in?
Absolutely. I truly believe that the care is remarkable here. The staff is incredible, and they truly care and love each one of their individual residents, and it shows in everything they do.
Now, you're probably in and out of a lot of different communities, and you probably see some communities that spent millions and millions of dollars to build, and they're very nice communities. But at the end of the day, do you feel like it's the internal, it's the caregivers and just the compassion that really sets aside those communities?
Absolutely. It's all about the care, it's all about the compassion, it's all about the love of the family and the resident.
And you feel good about when you refer somebody here, like one of your patients, when you refer somebody here, you feel good about that referral?
I absolutely do. When I refer people here, I tell them the food is remarkable, the care is incredible, and there is true love and compassion in this building.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, I really do, and thank you for your opinion. I think at the end of the day, opinions from healthcare professionals like yourself, it matters.
It does.
You're not getting paid to do this. This is what you truly believe and what you truly feel. I think it's good for seniors and their loved ones to choose communities based on that information and not necessarily, by the looks or because somebody pushed them in a particular direction. So
I agree. when you can honestly say you put one of your family members in a building, it speaks volumes.
Wow. Well, thank you today. Thank you so much for your time.
I enjoyed it.
All right. So we have Jason Runyon here from My Choice House Calls. He's been nice enough to come in and speak a little bit on behalf of Noble House and some of what he does here with them, and he speaks very highly of them. So Jason, how did you come a part of Noble House?
I've been coming here for years as the in-house primary care. So we see patients in their home in an effort to keep them out of tertiary care settings and out of skilled care facilities, keep them out of the hospital. So our job is to take care of residents, keep them at home as long as they can.
So you're doing a couple different things. You're maintaining the resident here longer and in good health, and as well you're probably also reducing some readmission rates to the hospitals.
Yes, they can call us instead of calling an ambulance, and we can come over and see the patients. And I work with a team of practitioners and doctors who can come and see the patients more quickly. Sometimes more often than they can get them to the hospital.
That's awesome. So, what do you like about Noble House, this particular community?
There's lots of things I like about this community. I mean, I think that when you're talking about what residents and what they want in an assisted living, they want to feel supported, they want a nice atmosphere, they want good food. And so from a resident perspective, they have all of that here. It feels like the staff is very family focused, like they take care of these residents like they're their family. Yeah. That feels different to a person coming from the outside. It feels different than some of the places that we go where there's maybe a different focus.
Right. And I know they have one thing that I know about their other community is that their caregiver to resident ratio is pretty low. They run like a 1-to-8, 1-to-9 at Noble Gardens. I think they do the same thing here, and that makes a big difference.
For sure. It, having more attention, it means, the patients get more attention. They get, more hands-on, especially with their memory care patients. I feel like they get, a lot more specialized programs, things that help to suit their needs and keep them engaged and healthy here.
Now, those patients that you see here, what are the differences between those patients you see here and maybe patients that you might see elsewhere? What do you feel like the care level?
I think because of their staffing ratio, and just the environment and their slogan that they care from the heart. I mean, I really feel like it's a whole different concept they have here. So I think that they get more hands-on, more attention. So we get calls often from the facility. They call or text us and tell us when there's things going on, and so we can come quickly and respond to their needs. Then when you come in, the staff knows the residents. You can ask any staff member, and they know what's going on, what the pertinent issues are for their health. It's nice to have that resource, and it feels good to be here.
And you're being a professional in the industry and going in and out of these communities and seeing all these different types of assisted living facilities. I mean, your opinion matters. I'm sure you've walked in some places that look like the Taj Mahal and probably have just said, I can't believe I have a patient here. Mm-hmm. Do you think that a lot of people get caught up in the aesthetics of a place versus what really matters?
I think that's probably more a family dynamic than a patient dynamic. The patients, I really feel like, I've done this for 9 years, and I feel like that the patients want good food and a friendly environment. Like, they're not so hung up on the aesthetics. I think that the families, when they are entrusting their care of their relative or loved one to a facility, they take those things. They want to know health department scores, and they want to know staffing ratios and safety, and they really care about the aesthetic of that. So I think that some of the the ones that are a little bit more Taj Mahal-esque, as you say, I think that it's more the families that get wooed by that.
Well, good. Well, Jason, I appreciate your honest opinions, and thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.